Hello, hello, my beautiful Tauruses. Thank you for stopping by the channel today for your Wheel of the Year for 2024. We are going to go ahead and just get started. I have already cleansed and shuffled the decks. I will just give it a quick shuffle so no one thinks I'm counting cards or whatever it is people think. Here we go. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to place a card right in the middle here for the overall energy for your 2024. And we're going to place a card for each of the 12 months. Alrighty, so let's get started with looking at the overall energy for 2024. I keep saying 2021. Let's look at the card for the overall energy for 2024. Taurus, this card we have here for you is the Hermit. So 2024 is about taking time to reflect inward, get familiar with yourself from the inside out. This is a long process that involves really getting deep within and getting comfortable with being alone. And Taurus, you are a sign that is already pretty comfortable being alone. This is a card of self-imposed isolation, but it has a purpose. It's not just isolation for pain's sake. This isolation is part of a process to get familiar with yourself, to really take the time to get to know yourself on a deep level without the influence of other people or things. So Taurus, in 2024, you're going to be taking a time, taking a break, maybe a long vacation to really get down into the depths of your soul. Let's go ahead and take a look at what January has in store for you, Taurus. And you have the Five of Pentacles here. So January, Taurus, this is after the holidays and the start of a very new year, so you may be feeling some financial strain in the month of January. This is you counting your coins, your blessings while you have them, but also feeling as though you have been in a tight spot for a long time. You have been financially at a low point, and so this is you in this space of not having money, but also physical comforts, not just money. This is also you not having things that help you feel comfortable. We're also going to pull cards for the beginning, middle, and end of the month, so that way we can get a deeper look into January as a whole. All right, Taurus. All right. First card we pulled for the beginning of January is the World card here. This is the last card of the major arcana, and it's meant to signify the end of a cycle, the completion and integration fully into a new reality or a new dimension of thought and being. With this card being in the reverse, Taurus, you are on the cusp of this happening for you. You can see through to the other side. You see what is going on right now, and you see where you are going, where you are eventually going to end up. But something right now is keeping you from entering this space fully, whether it be your own thoughts or things around you. You feel as though there is one last step, one last piece of the puzzle you need before things can click into place and you achieving this goal or this dream. Then we move on here to the middle of January with the Three of Swords card. This Taurus says that you might experience a painful time here in the middle of January. You might be going through a painful transition. This could very well be the thing that is preventing you from reaching that world card actualization. So this can signal a breakup, heartbreak, or it can even just signal painful times, things that you are going through that are hurting your heart, as you can tell here with these swords coming through the middle. Taurus, I don't like telling people when things like this are going to happen. It's, not fun to tell someone they're going to go through a hard time, but coming into it with a sense of awareness, not to a point of anxiety, but a sense of awareness can help you prepare for this oncoming heartache. This doesn't necessarily have to be a breakup or a death, just something in general that is hurting your heart, your soul a little bit, causing you some pain. Towards the end of January, however, we see the King of Cups here. So Taurus, whatever this heartbreak is that you're going through, I see you handling it like a champ. You are holding on to these emotions. You are the master of them, and you are navigating them with the sense of a professional. The King of Cups is a person who understands the very depths of their emotions, and they know how to navigate through even the worst storms. This is a sailor who has been through all of what you can think. This is a person who does everything within their power to take care of themselves and the people around them. So even though you are going to go through and possibly experience some pain here, you are someone who knows how to navigate this pain and know how to do it in a way that honors your emotions without trying to stifle what you are feeling. Because sometimes that causes more pain in the long run than anything else. Alright, Taurus, moving on. Let's see what you have in store for February. February, Taurus, you have the Four of Cups in reverse. The Four of Cups in reverse is having choices presented to you or having a clear direction that you want to go, visualizing the future or something better, and choosing to abstain or stay away from things that are not in this future that you see for yourself. By choosing to stay away from these things that do not align with your future, you may be coming across to some people as single-minded or stubborn. So that is something to be aware of. Don't let yourself get so focused on your single point that it becomes a misbalance within your system and your life. Make sure that you are taking care of the other aspects of yourself and not just focusing on creating. Because if we focus too hard on one goal without taking care of ourselves, we end up with burnout. Let's see what your 3 cards are for February. Oh, Taurus. Okay, so interestingly enough, for the middle of February, you got this Four of Cups in the upright here. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's talk first about what your first card here is for January. This is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So this card is saying that you are currently in a time where you feel as though things cannot get any worse. You feel like everything you're doing is somehow ending up wrong, or you feel as though no matter what choice or what path you take, there's something that leads you to disaster. This is a feeling of things bad always happening to you, and that's not always the case here, Taurus. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse is just saying that you've kind of fallen on some unlucky times at the beginning of February here. But moving forward into the middle of February here, we have that Four of Cups in the upright. Now for the month of February, you had the Four of Cups energy in reverse. So seeing this card show up in the upright for the middle of February for you, Taurus, is a good sign that you are moving in the positive aspect of this card. This card is saying that you understand what is being handed to you. You don't partake in these 3 cups ahead of you because you know what it is that you want. This is what you are imagining. Sometimes this can come across to some people as though you are being stubborn or not wanting to make a decision, wanting to choose an option, or being stuck on an option without seeing what is in front of you at this time. But Taurus, I feel like this more for you is about making sure that you know what you want. This is you understanding your worth and not choosing to settle. This is you seeing what is being presented to you and saying to yourself, no, I have a better option in mind. And towards the end of February here, we see the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Now, pages in the tarot can be the messengers, the scholars, if you will. The Page of Pentacles in reverse, however, is saying that this opportunity or this thing that is being presented to you with that 4 of Cups card is maybe not all that it seems. This is saying that you might be experiencing a financial issue with this opportunity. Maybe you feel as though you don't have enough money to invest into your business. Maybe you want to start this new job, but it requires a big move that you're not sure if you can afford. Whatever the case may be, something is keeping you from enacting this new change in your life because you feel as though your lack of finances is holding you back. This could also be you having big, grand visions of what your future's supposed to be like with this 4 of Cups card here, and not being grounded in the reality of what financially needs to happen in order for this dream to occur. So just to keep ahead of February here, let's move on to March, and we'll see what happens further on in March for you. All right, Taurus, so you have the Queen of Wands in reverse for March. So Taurus, something here has shaken your confidence. It could be this building of this dream or this financial problem that has you feeling as though you have lost your touch a little bit. You're left wondering if you have the ability, if you have what it takes to create this grand vision and this dream. Let's take a look at what the month has in store for you, Taurus, with our 3 cards. And we'll get into whether or not we see a shifting of the tides. And look at that, Taurus. At the very beginning of the month for you, we see the Queen of Wands in the upright. So Taurus, this lack of confidence that overtakes you for the month, this feeling and processing these feelings of your worth, you do eventually get back to a point where you restore your confidence in yourself and your abilities. So that is a very good positive outlook for March for you, that you are processing, you are making strides towards your confidence and a positive self-image. So good for you. That is always a good positive endeavor to learn to love oneself. Towards the middle of March, we see the 6 of Pentacles. So you may receive a gift of money or financial help from somebody. This is giving and receiving here. This is financial abundance. So you may be the one blessing somebody else with financial gain in the middle of March. It could be you. You could be receiving it. There's something coming in for you from a different place than where you were before. Being able to give and to accept, we have this innate sense of worthiness or unworthiness that some people feel they are not worthy to accept a gift or to accept help. They feel like they don't need to ask anybody for help, or that they shouldn't have to. They feel like they have the pressure on them to perform at all times. And that's simply not sustainable. We all need our help from time to time. So Taurus, even though it might be a little bit difficult for you to accept, understand your own innate worthiness and allow this help to come in for you. Allow people to help you because they care about you. For the end of March, we have the Judgment card in reverse. So yes, suspending your judgment on yourself and other things around you. Something about your personal judgment and your ability to proceed with certain tasks may feel compromised at this point. Other than just using your own personal judgment, this is to say that to suspend your own judgments towards yourself and others around you, and to understand that, being overly critical towards yourself, feeling as though you have every little mistake that you've ever made being broadcasted to yourself, this is to say to take a break from that. You, despite anything that you might have done, you do deserve health. You do deserve the things that you want to see in your life, and you are worthy of receiving them. So I feel as though this is you coping with your self-image and these feelings towards yourself when receiving this Six of Pentacles. All right, Taurus, let's move on to April here. And April, Taurus, you have the Strength card in the upright. We love to see this. This is you tapping into your inner strength and possibly your physical strength. Maybe some of you decide to hit up the gym or something in April. But really, this is about your inner strength. This is about the strength of your will and your ability to see things through positively towards a better world for yourself. The Strength card here for April can also mean that maybe you are going through some trying times that are testing your personal inner strength. Let's go ahead and pull our 3 cards for the month, and we will see where you are exhibiting your strengths. All right, Taurus. So we are seeing a return of this 5 of Pentacles card. This was your card for the month of January here, the first month. So this 5 of Pentacles situation is coming back around for review here. This could be a reminder of this situation, or it could be you going through this same trial or tribulation, or a similar financial trial or tribulation during this time. So this 5 of Pentacles could very well be the event that is testing your strength of will. So I'm sorry to say it, Taurus, but you might have a bigger fight ahead of you going forward with this. But really, the 5 of Pentacles here is feeling as though there is not enough to go around. You're feeling very poor, not just financially. You could even just be feeling like you are not being taken care of with your material possessions. This could be you wondering about rent or food or other sort of physical things that require money or material possessions, and something is leaving you feeling as though you don't have anything else left to give. You're feeling very poor, very forgotten and left out in the cold. But Taurus, there is a little bit of hope on the horizon here with this Queen of Swords for the middle of April here. The Queen of Swords is a person who has a clear-cut path forward. They are decisive action. And this Queen of Swords is a person who goes for what they want. This is a person who sees very clearly. They have their head above the clouds, looking forward to the future here. So you even going through this strength, this trials and tribulations sort of time for you, you know, when it rains, it pours. Even while you are going through this, you are planning the next step forward. You are trying to stay one step ahead of everything so that you can look forward and prosper, so that you can see your path and where it is that you want to go. This is you creating a plan, sticking to that plan, and enacting and having the will to see it through. This could also be where you are exhibiting your strength for the month of April here. Exhibiting your strength by showing that you are a person who has the ability to make a plan and see it through. Because there are people out there, Taurus, who are only dreamers and not doers. And Taurus, this is you being both the dreamer and the doer, which is a very powerful combination. And lastly for you here, Taurus, for April here at the end, we see the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So this is having to have a balancing act between more than one part of your life. This is you trying to make things work. This can also show a little bit more of that financial instability from that Five of Pentacles. So Taurus, maybe you're starting to realize that some bad spending habits are what got you into this Five of Pentacles situation. But this could also just be you kind of not feeling as though you have what it takes to keep all these moving pieces together. So Taurus, at the end of April here, you're feeling a little bit discouraged, feeling like you are in this rat race, this juggling act of trying to make everything work all at once, and you are feeling the strain. So this also, at the end of April, could also be the third aspect of where you are exhibiting your strength for this month, Taurus. It takes a lot of inner strength to be able to look at yourself and understand your bad habits, and to also know when to stop and when to let things go. We can't always make sure that we win every single time, and it takes an innate amount of strength to be able to allow yourself to be humble and allow yourself to lose, even if it's not always a fun time. All right, Taurus, let's move on to May here. We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Taurus, I'm so sorry for you, my friend, but I feel like your financial woes are not fully out of the water yet at this point. This is not a good year for you so far, Taurus. I'm going to be honest. Your finances are looking a little rough. But you're getting to learn more about yourself, so that's kind of a good thing. It's up to you whether or not you choose to learn from your lessons here. But the Knight of Pentacles is a person who needs to get to work on a project. The pentacle in the Knight's hand is meant to represent his innate potential. It's meant to represent a pentacle, firstly, but it's also meant to represent the sun, or the limitless potential that we see in the growth of something. What starts as a small piece ends up becoming a much bigger piece after it's allowed time to grow and to expand. It's like an investment where you have a small piece that you start out with, and over time this investment into something grows. So Taurus, in the month of May, you're being asked to invest, whether that be into yourself or back into your finances. There's something here that is asking you to invest into it. And you may be feeling at this time as though you don't have anything left to give. You have given a lot, not just financially within this entire reading so far, but also within yourself. This comes after that strength month of April. So after going through these moments and exhibiting your strength, you're sitting here wondering if you have anything else left to give, if you even have the strength to keep going on and keep forging ahead with this thing that you're trying to nurture. Let's see what the rest of May has in store for you. All right. Taurus. Oh my goodness, my friends. I'm so sorry. I wish I could bring good news so far. This is kind of how Aries reading went. I did Aries' reading before your reading here, Taurus. And this is kind of how Aries reading went. The first half of the year was a little bit rough, but Aries saw a reprieve towards the end of the year. So I'm hoping in your case, Taurus, that you have a similar situation, because I am rooting for you all hardcore. And this is making me very sad. Very sad for you. So Taurus, here at the beginning of May for you, we see the Six of Wands in reverse. So this is this feeling of defeat, a failed victory. And I'm so sorry, Taurus. I wish I could give you better news, but for the beginning of May, this is you feeling defeated and you feeling like you are still stuck in this place of not being able to invest properly into the things that you want. And moving into the middle of May here, we see the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This is also to say, Taurus, that your money and your ability to nurture things around you is very, very low. It is suffering. There is so much going on in your life, my poor Tauruses. There's so much going on. Money is so hard to come by, and it is really hard to make it if you are not able to invest in the things that you need to. And it's one of those things that if you have a lot of it, you have a lot of it, and you can make more of it pretty easy. But if you are in a place where you have no money, it's really, really hard to get out of this hole that you have built for yourself. So Taurus, I'm so sorry. The Queen of Pentacles says that things are not exactly looking very great yet on the financial aspect of here. And same thing with the Sun card here in reverse for the end of May, Taurus. I am so sorry. This Sun card in reverse is saying that you're feeling a little bit depressed. You might even be feeling as though you have lost sight of your true happiness for the time being. You may be finding it hard to focus on the things that make you happy and have you feel rejuvenated, because you're going through so much, honestly. Like, this is a very tough reading for you so far, Taurus. And I think this is part of this Hermit card here. You are going through trials and tribulations that are forcing you to look at these deep aspects of yourself. The Pentacles cards are related to Earth sign energy. So all of your Pentacles cards here, Taurus, are related to Earth sign energy. This could be you specifically as an Earth sign. It could also be one of the other Earth signs of Virgo or Capricorn. But Taurus, for you here, this is you feeling as though you don't have anything left to nurture. You don't have anything left to give. You're at the very dregs of your energy right now. I want to just keep moving on. I want you to get a more positive message already, Taurus. Jeez Louise. Let's move on to July and see. Let's move on to June and see if we can get an improvement. Okay? No! Taurus! So, Taurus, we have the Sun card in reverse again. I am hurting for you guys right now. My lord. Okay. You have the Sun card in reverse for the very end of May. And moving into June, you have the Sun card in reverse for the entire month. So, Taurus, I'm so sorry. You are going through a lot right now, and I wish I could give you a really big hug, because this is saying that you have lost touch with your inner fire. You have lost touch with the things that make you happy and make you feel fulfilled and bright and rejuvenated within your life. The sun is life within our solar system. It is the light and the heat, the warmth that allows life to live on our planet. And so the sun is your life, your light, your warmth. This is the things that make you who you are and when you shine the brightest. So Taurus, I am so sorry. Let's look at your 3 cards for this month, for June. Let's see what you got, my dears. Whoop. Okay, Taurus, let's take a look. So the first card, this card actually fell out of the deck while I was shuffling, and I read these cards because I always feel like cards that fall out are really important messages coming through at the moment. So Taurus, this 8 of Cups in reverse is about walking away from things that are no longer serving you. So choosing to walk away from something that is not fulfilling you emotionally, it's not something that is bringing you happiness, it is something that is instead hurting you. So even though you are experiencing this lack of light, this lack of warmth during the month of June, you are choosing to walk away from something and allowing it to move out of your life. Then we move on in the middle of the month to the Knight of Swords in reverse. The Knight of Swords is impatience. This is someone who is so desperate for change or trying to make a decision that they can end up making impulsive decisions that hurt them in the long run. This is you, Taurus, making a quick decision or attempting to rush something that is not ready to be rushed. This could also be you feeling as though you are being rushed at this point. You feel as though there is so much happening for you that you feel like you are not getting a break. Everything's happening everywhere all at once, and you are feeling worn down and tired and run ragged. And at the end of the month of June here for you, Taurus, we have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So again, this is another Pentacles card, Taurus, and this is still not feeling connected with your abundance, your wealth, your ability to create. This could also be you getting to a point where financially you are struggling. You are trying to hang on and keep everything together for as long as you can. And sometimes this can lead to feeling as though you are trying to live up to an expectation that you have set for yourself that you just can't achieve. I feel like this might be you having set some very, very high financial goals. Taurus, I think this is another reminder for you to really start to dive deep into your core beliefs and what is going on here in this situation. This could be you deciding to take a deep look at your finances and trying to figure out what the next step is and where you're going from here. This is your opportunity at the end of June here to really get into that hermit energy. Use this chance to dive deep and get really into what is going on here for you. When there's a lot of reversals in a reading like this, I feel like this is watching from the other side of a looking glass, the mirror. This is you looking at things from the upside down, if you will. And almost all of the Pentacles cards here have been in reverse for you, Taurus. So you have this mirrored energy occurring where you are existing on this plane of existence above these things, and they are being mirrored down into the reality below you or the reality around you. And this mirroring process into the below is where you feel as though you are stuck down here and you want to be up here in this mirrored state of what is going on. And you are trying to get this reality shift, that moment where you suddenly, your fortunes flip and you come back up to this state here. And that was kind of shown earlier with our Wheel of Fortune card here that you had in February. You feel as though you are in the upside down portion of that Wheel of Fortune card, and you're really, really hoping for this break, this flipped reality, where you can finally start to accept and see these things move in. Let's move on to July, Taurus, and see what is here for you. All right, so Justice for July here. Taurus, this is the balancing of the scales. So let's take a look and see what's going on. I want to say that I hope this is where your fortunes change, but let's pull some cards before I get too ahead of myself and promise more than what I can give you here. Justice is the balancing of the scales, so I am hoping this is the balancing of your scales, that rightness, bringing things back to a sense of properness, taking the weights and measures so that you can make sure you are getting a fair trade on what you are doing. So Taurus, this is starting to look a little bit better here for you. We start off July with this King of Pentacles card here. So this to me feels like a turning point for you, Taurus. The King of Pentacles is the final card of the Pentacles in the tarot deck. So this is the full actualization. This is wealth that is multi-generational. This is a king sitting on a throne covered in his riches. So something happens for you here, Taurus. The Justice card for the month of July rights your scales again and brings you up into this place of finally feeling abundant and connected with your power over your finances, over yourself. Whatever this Pentacle card has been representing for you, your work or the things that you have in your life, something is bringing you back into this place of abundance, and the scales of justice are righting themselves. In the middle of July here, we have the Three of Cups in reverse. So this is part of that Hermit card energy, that self-imposed isolation. You might end up with this feeling of people around you having fun without you. You may feel like you are missing out on some fun and things going on. But with moving from this King of Pentacles energy to here, this could also be you choosing to protect your energy, choosing to pull away from this celebration or these lavish spending of money, and to protect your investment. And then finally, for the month of July here, we have the Six of Swords in the upright. This is you moving away from a painful situation. This is you moving away from these swords and moving through this pain. So whatever pain and whatever has been going on here for you, Taurus, that has been challenging you for the first few months of 2024, we are starting to finally see a change where you feel like you can move on. Even though the people on this card are moving away and they look as though they are poor and have nothing, they still have their lives. This is you making sure that you are feeling gratitude, expressing gratitude for the things that you have, and this is you understanding coming from this place of pain and moving forward. Let's see what August has in store for you, Taurus. We have the Princess of Pentacles in the upright. So Taurus, we're finally starting to get to this place of work. The Princess of Pentacles is in this deck, the equivalent of the Page of Pentacles in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So Taurus, something has turned around for you and you are finally feeling as though you are ready to embark on these endeavors. You have this new opportunity for money. You have this new opportunity for wealth or abundance, not just material wealth, but this could also be emotional abundance within your family or your life. This is you finally feeling as though you have this peace that you have been looking for. This is your aha moment of finding that missing piece within your grasp, this opportunity here. And finally being in a place where you are ready and willing to accept it. Let's look at what the month of August has in store for you. So see, Taurus, just like I was saying with Aries reading, it turned around at the end of the year. I feel as though this is what's happening here for you too. There's some sort of energy at the very beginning of 2024 that it seems like everybody so far is experiencing. So let's see what you have, Taurus, for August. All too often I speak too soon, Taurus. For the beginning of August here, Taurus, we have the Page of Swords in reverse. So even though you are feeling as though you have found this new opportunity and this new piece available to you, you do not yet have the clear vision as to where it is that you are going forward to. The Page of Swords is a person who needs to make a decision, but is so stuck on trying to make the right one that sometimes the decision can pass you straight by. Then we move on to the card here, the Tower, in the middle of your month of August. So Taurus, the Tower is not always a bad sign. It is not always a bad situation. But what this is a breaking point, a breaking down to your very foundations and your core. Sometimes we have to start over from a clean foundation, a square one, so that we can build up what it is that we want to build. Sometimes we build up things like expectations, or we build up our ego or our defenses for certain things. And the Tower is the breaking down of these things. And sometimes stuff has to break a little bit. It has to come down so that you can open up and accept something else in its place. So Taurus, this is not always a bad card, but this is a card that signals change. It is a card that signals that things are being broken down around you and that things are needing to move in a different direction moving forward. And with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse directly after that Tower moment, I feel as though what needs to happen for you is understanding your work and the work that you put in towards achieving your goals. The Eight of Pentacles is a card of someone mastering a skill or craft. This is a person who has created multiple masterpieces here, or in this card's case, multiple pentacles. They're working hard and toiling away and doing the same thing every day. But doing the same thing multiple times over is what makes you good at something. It's the practice that makes you perfect. And perfect practice over time that makes you perfect, that achieves this perfection that you're looking for. And with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse after that Tower moment, this is you understanding that sometimes work is just work. You know, it is not always fun, and it is not always fun, and you may be feeling as though the work that you have put into something has not been worth what you have gotten out of it. This could be a Tower moment that you have been dealing with for a while now, and now you are left to pick up the pieces afterwards and figure out what is going on and what your next step is. And you might have put a lot of work in towards where this Tower moment was going, and now you're left with all these pieces trying to make sense of it. Let's move on to September. Taurus, you move to the Three of Pentacles for the month of September. So this is synergy, things working together. So even though you experience some sort of breakthrough in the month of August, some sort of breakdown of expectations or beliefs, you still move into this place of processing, working hard, allowing things to flow freely, and things are moving good for you. This is positive synergy. This is things moving in tandem with one another in perfect harmony. This beautiful juggling act between all three balanced points of this triangle. let's see what the month of September has. Whoop! We had a card fall out here. It was the Emperor in reverse. So that'll be your first card. Then we have, oh, wow. So, this is really cool because we have the Three of Pentacles here in these 3 points. And you have tarot card 4, 3, and 5. You have the Emperor and the Empress and the Hierophant here. So we have our 3 points of this triangle all working synergetically together. All of 3 of these pieces. So in the month of September, there are 3 people, 3 places within your life that are learning to rebalance themselves synergetically with each other. And the first step here is with the Emperor. So Taurus, the Emperor here, this card can represent an Aries or some Aries energy in your life. The Emperor is a very authoritative figurehead. This is a person who has total dominion over everything, and they are a micromanager. They are someone who is very thick-headed and wants things done their way, exactly their way, and they lord over it. So Taurus, this could be you moving away from this energy, or this could also be representative of another person within your life. But you are moving away from this authoritative energy here. Then we move on into the Empress in reverse. The Empress in reverse with the Emperor in reverse. So these two are, in the tarot deck, these two are divine counterparts. This is husband and wife, soulmates, this is lovers, this is the two that rule together. I mean, obviously, when you think about it, we have an emperor and an empress. You know, they're typically married and working together. And now Taurus, this is the Empress here that we're moving in from. The Empress for the middle of September here. The Empress says that you may be feeling still disconnected from your abundance and your ability to create. The Empress could also say that there is a lack of harmony somewhere within your balance. You may be trying too hard to give to everybody else around you, and you have forgotten where you need to be taking care of yourself too. And with the two divine counterparts here, the Emperor and the Empress, this is to me the parts of you and what is going on in September and throughout this whole year. This is you understanding where you are unbalanced within these two aspects of yourself and moving into the Hierophant energy. The Hierophant is actually the card in the tarot deck, the major arcana, that is associated with Taurus. So Taurus, this is you. This is your card here. And I'm really excited to see it show up here in the upright with your Emperor, Empress, and your Three of Pentacles. So to me, this says that this balancing act that is occurring in September for you is a rebalancing of these two divine counterparts here. The masculine and the feminine energies within yourself. So seeing you in the upright, in the midst of all of these 3 cards, tells me that you are finally getting to a point where your head feels like it is back on your shoulders. You feel like you finally have a clear view forward. And the Hierophant in the major arcana is meant to represent the Pope, which is the one authority figure in ancient times that had authority over kings and queens. Or at least that's how it was for, you know, the religion that's associated with the Pope, is that it was said to have him as the highest authority figure over everybody else, over kings and queens. And whether or not you agree with that, that's the inspiration for the Hierophant card. That is the basis for the Hierophant, is that the Hierophant is the person one step above the royalty. So Taurus, you are above these negative aspects of yourself, these negative manifestations, and the way that your energy is manifesting in these negative ways, overly domineering, and also someone who needs to find a way to re-nurture themselves. This Hierophant in the upright here is you taking a look at this imbalance that you had experienced and righting your wrongs. This is you getting a hold back on your positive synergy and this energy where you are trying to make positive impacts and influences. So I really love to see this for you. I love to see you finally gaining control over what it is that's going on within yourself. I feel like this is the culmination of where your hermit was taking you. So let's move on. October for you, Taurus. You have the Devil card in reverse. This is really, really good positive turn of events for you. This is you moving away from limiting beliefs for yourself. This is you choosing to make new choices and to allow yourself to think differently. The Devil card is a card that this person has been stuck in this past, this way of thinking, this life. And the Devil card in reverse is you becoming aware of these things that are holding you back. It's you breaking free from the things that are no longer serving you and choosing to make different choices. So especially after we said that you getting a hold of and re-synergizing with these aspects of yourself, you choosing to make new choices within your mind and choosing to let go of these things that have been holding you back. I really love to see it. It takes guts to be honest with yourself, Taurus. It takes guts to be able to look within and see these aspects of yourself that maybe you aren't so proud of or happy with, and choosing to make a change. Some people stay stuck in the same places their whole life, and they never make a change for themselves, and they do whatever, and they just allow things to happen and move without affecting them, and they stay stuck in this victim mentality. But Taurus, this is not you. You are not a person who stays stuck in victim mentality. You are a person who sees the problem at the root and you take effective action to fix it. And let's go ahead and look at what you have for October. So we see the Hermit card here show up at the beginning of October in the reverse. So Taurus, this actually might be the part where you start seeing the transformative actions of the Hermit card. This is when you are first starting to realize your isolation, or you are starting to get into this aspect of deep internal reflection. So this is actually October, October for you, Taurus, is actually the start of your hermit journey. This is actually you finally going through all of these events for the previous 10 months of the year, 9 months, 10 months. October's the 10th month. This is you going through the previous 10 months of the year and figuring out that something needs to happen, but you are not yet in this process of the introspection. You are just finally realizing that change needs to happen. So this is the catalyst. This is the starting point of your reflection. And it has to do with leaving your burdens behind. It has to do with this 10 of Wands and this 7 of Wands in reverse. Both of these cards are in reverse. The 10 of Wands is about allowing yourself to set down your burdens. This is you holding on really tightly to things that you don't need to hang on to anymore. And with that Devil card in reverse, this is really what this is all about. This is you laying down your burdens and choosing to move on from this place of hanging on to all of the weight of everything. You've been hanging on to this weight for so long that it's kind of just become a part of you at this point, and you're not really sure what to do with it. But you are realizing that it is no longer serving you, and it's something that you want to get rid of. But something here is causing you to feel a little protective over this thing. You don't necessarily feel ready to let go of these Ten of Wands. You may feel as though you are defensive over these things, and you may feel this obligation to whatever this Ten of Wands is. You may feel as though you have been overpowered, or that you have lost control in some way, and you are grasping at straws trying to gain back a semblance of control over this situation. And you are doing that by hanging on too tightly to this burden that is no longer serving you. But with this being with the Devil in reverse here, I feel as though you are realizing that this is where the problem lies, is trying to hang on too tightly to things. Let's move on. We have the November card here, the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this is the juggling act. This is the imbalance of energies. You had the Two of Cards in reverse. Two of Cards. You had the Two of Pentacles in reverse for your April energy as well too at the end. So this is that imbalanced energy coming back a little bit. This could be part of the situation that led to the imbalance that you experienced earlier, but this could also be a different situation. But it's showing up in a similar aspect with this misbalance. So there is some energy here that is not being put towards the right things, and you are already aware of this from the previous month. That Ten of Wands there is that imbalance of energy. You're putting too much energy towards something. But let's see what is going on with this Two of Pentacles here. Let's see where this misbalance is. All right, so the misbalance that we're discussing here comes from these cards. It comes from needing to make a decision. The Two of Swords here is a person that has to make a choice. They have to choose between one of the two directions here. And this person is not someone who is ready. They don't feel as though they are ready to move on or accept this choice or make a new change. And so they are struggling. It is like they are blind to the options available to them. And they are trying to figure out what their next step is, where their next path is. But the Queen of Cups is a card of following your intuition and following your heart, allowing it to lead you where you want to go. So somewhere emotionally, you recognize that this choice needs to be made and that there is an imbalance here. But this is you following your intuition, understanding that if you connect with the things that fill up your heart and fill up your cup here, that it can lead you to feeling more fulfilled. So you know that you recognize your emotions, your heart, your feelings play a role in this situation. And then you have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse here. Taurus, I feel like you have had almost every single Pentacles card in my deck. Like, you just have them coming out your ears here. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse is wondering if the work that you have put into something was worth it. In the upright here, you see he has one pentacle here down at the bottom of the card, and then we have all these other pentacles still on the bush. And it's meant to represent your harvest of things that you have, but that haven't come to fruition fully yet. So these guys are still on the tree. They're not within your possession. And you have worked so hard to get that one little pentacle right here at the bottom of your feet. You have worked harder than literally anybody else in this entire reading, on this entire deck, to get to this point where you feel like you can finally start to make a change. And you are feeling exhausted. You feel like what you have put in at this point has obviously not been worth it. That's what your intuition's been telling you from that Queen of Cups card. That obviously something's got to give. You've been putting in so much work and so much effort, and you know this, and you're trying to figure out what your next step is. All right, let's move on to your final card of 2024. Let's take a look and see what you have. You have the Magician in reverse here. So Taurus, you are feeling frustrated or a lack of clarity. You may feel that you have a lot more that you can give in this situation, but you feel as though you are still blocked. You still feel this blockage, this thing holding you back from where it is that you want to go. You may also be feeling as though you are ready to make this change, but you don't know where to go from here. You are aware of this change that needs to happen, and you're aware that it needs to be done, but you either don't feel capable of it, or you don't feel as though you have the ability to make it happen. Okay, let's see what you got. Whew, okay. All right, so you have the High Priestess, the Devil, and then the Ace of Wands here, Taurus. So the important thing to take away from December, even though you feel as though you may have been feeling a lack of power within your life, the High Priestess here is about following your intuition, following your heart, your beliefs, understanding what the next step is, and having the judgment to enact your next step. So Taurus, this is here to tell you that you know within your heart what is the next step and what you truly need to do. You may have always known it within you at this time, but it may have been something that you didn't necessarily want to accept. So the High Priestess is telling you to get in touch with your intuition, which is the whole point of the Hermit card. This whole point of the year for this deep introspection is to connect with your High Priestess energy, with your intuition and your ability to look within and trust yourself. So, Taurus, I'm glad to see you finally connecting with your intuition, and you're connecting with it over this Devil card. This is the self-imposed limiting beliefs. These are the things holding you back and keeping you chained in your place. This is you feeling like you are stuck. Like there are so many things weighing you down and keeping you in this place that you don't even know what to do with them. The opportunity here is for you to make a different choice. The Devil card, even though it's here, it's reminding you of these chains, but you always have the power to break yourself free from them. Even if you are feeling currently trapped, you have this strength, you have this force of will to be able to move through these. And so whatever has you feeling like you are powerless or shackled or chained at this time, Taurus, this could also just be you becoming aware of it on a deeper understanding and really getting down to the point of unlocking these things and getting yourself away from what it is that is keeping you chained. And then we have the Ace of Wands as your end of December here. So this is to say that you are feeling as though you are uninspired. You could be understanding that there's a direction and things that want to happen, and you may feel as though you have a desire to make this change, but you are feeling a little bit unsure about your path ahead. Things are still a little bit unclear, and you are not feeling the same emotional invigoration towards these things that you were feeling before. And I feel like this is especially important with that Magician card in reverse. I feel like this speaks a lot about how you are feeling about your ability to influence your current situation. This is you feeling disempowered especially with that Devil card, you feeling disempowered, feeling like you don't have the ability to make this change or follow this dream and this thing that you want to do. But the High Priestess is still in this month. It's still in here. And you still have this intuition, this thing. You're hearing inside what it is that you need to do and where you need to go. And that's the whole point of this Hermit card, is going deep, understanding your heart, and really getting down to the inner workings of your being. So Taurus, we're going to pull one last card together from this deck. This is The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. This is one of my favorite decks, and I want to just pull a card for you for some encouragement for going through 2024. Let's take a look at what message you got. So Taurus, your card that you received was "My energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest." So yes, if we are focused on the negative aspects of our life, if we focus too hard on not having something, what we manifest is not having this thing. It's the first rule of the law of attraction, is that you have to feel as though you have it. You have to speak as though it has already happened. Because speaking as though it's something that you lack keeps it from you. It's a self-fulfilling thought or a self-fulfilling prophecy. So Taurus, you need to get your mindset fixed about what it is that lack of direction, you will only have lack. Focus on flipping your mindset towards looking for abundance in every little piece of your life and the things that you are going through. So Taurus, thank you so much for being here today. I really love you. I know that things can be kind of hard. We are all going through some really hard times, and especially for you, Taurus, I feel like 2024 is definitely a lot of learning for you. And I love you all so much. I really hope that you have a good year and have a happy new year.